Hello everyone, welcome back to Carnivorous Plants Hub. Today we're diving into one of my least favorite, but most important, spring chores, trimming dormant Sarracenia. Spring is just around the corner, and that means it's time to clean these plants up and get them ready for a brand new growing season. In this video, I'll show you how I trim my Sarracenia, when the best time to do it is, and we'll even talk about whether trimming is actually necessary at all. Let's jump right in. I'll be honest, I really don't like trimming my Sarracenia. These pitchers work hard all summer, growing big and tall, and cutting them all off just feels wrong. On top of that, many of the pitchers are filled with water and decomposing bug goop, which can get pretty messy pretty fast. That said, I do personally believe trimming is better for the plants in the long run. It helps prevent mold and rot, improves airflow, and gives the new spring growth a clean start.
The first group that I'll be trimming today includes mostly shorter Sarracenia, primarily purpurea mixes. Right here is a Sarracenia purpurea Adrian Slack hybrid.
Trimming season is also a great time to update your plant labels. As you can see, some of mine are completely falling apart, so I'll be replacing those as I go. For tools, you can absolutely use regular scissors, but if you have pruners, it makes the job a lot easier, especially when you're cutting through thicker, tougher pitchers. One thing to keep in mind, this process is messy. A lot of these old pitchers are holding a mix of water and dead bug soup, so I definitely recommend doing this somewhere you don't mind getting wet. If old bug goop grosses you out, gloves might be a good idea. I'm using this repotting mat here, which is perfect for containing the mess and makes cleanup super easy afterward. I'll have links to the pruners and the repotting mat down in the description if you're interested. As I start pulling away these dead pitchers, you can already see some fresh new growth popping up underneath. This is the growth you really want to avoid trimming. When you're cutting back a lot of pitchers at once, it's surprisingly easy to accidentally snip some of this new growth, especially if you're not paying close attention. The later in the season you wait to trim, the taller this new growth can get, which makes it even more important to slow down and work carefully. Once all the old pitchers are trimmed off, you'll sometimes notice these really old pitcher stumps left behind. These usually aren't from last year, but from the year before. Most of the time you can gently tug them right out. If they don't come out easily, I just leave them. There's no reason to pull too hard and risk damaging the rhizome. A lot of these plants are due for a repot anyway, which I'll be doing soon, so keep an eye out for that video. Now let's talk about when you should trim your Sarracenia. Like most temperate carnivorous plants, the timing really depends on your local climate. If you have mild winters and rarely or never dip below freezing, you can usually trim your plants as soon as they enter dormancy. Personally, I like to leave the old growth on for a while. Part of that is just aesthetic. I enjoy how the plants look as they slowly age and die back, and I prefer to wait until the pitchers are fully brown before trimming. That said, leaving old growth too long can have downsides. As you can see here, some of this dead material is harboring mold, and that's definitely not ideal for the plant. Trimming it back helps improve airflow and keeps everything healthier going into spring. One of the other big reasons to leave old growth on your Sarracenia is protection. Those dead pitchers actually help shield and insulate the new growth from harsh weather. If you live in an area where temperatures regularly drop below freezing, that old growth can make a real difference in protecting young pitchers as they start to emerge. In colder climates, I recommend waiting until closer to spring to trim your dead pitchers, basically until you're fairly confident temperatures aren't going to dip below freezing anymore. In my case, I keep these plants between about 40 and 50 degrees year-round, so I have a lot more flexibility and can trim pretty much whenever I want. Now that everything here is fully dead, dried out, and even starting to mold a bit, this feels like the perfect time to clean them up.
The next thing I really want to talk about is when you should trim your pitcher plants, but before I do that, I wanted to thank you so much for being here. Make sure to pour some water on the like button and subscribe to help my channel grow. Also, make sure you head on over to carnivorousplantshub.com for my premium carnivorous plant substrate that you can purchase by itself or in a repotting kit. It's going to be time to repot your Sarracenia soon, so you might as well get your hands on the best carnivorous plant substrate on the market. Don't take my word for it though, I have hundreds of reviews from happy customers. Head on over and check out what I have in supply right now. Also, I'm so excited to be teaming up with California Carnivores. They are one of the most experienced and knowledgeable carnivorous plant nurseries in the entire world. They have a massive selection year-round of all types of carnivorous plants. There will definitely be something in their nursery that you fall in love with. On top of that, they've been generous enough to offer my viewers an exclusive 10% discount on their order when they enter Bug Eater at checkout. That's Bugeater, Bug Eater.
I have links in the description and the pinned comment so you can head on over and pick out the perfect carnivorous plant to add to your collection. You know you deserve it. Let's go ahead and head on back to the video. There are a couple of different approaches you can take when trimming: the quick and easy method or the slow and steady approach. I usually recommend a mix of both. If you start cutting off pitchers in big bunches too fast, it's easy to accidentally snip new growth that you can't see yet. I like to start by trimming around the edges, cutting 1 or 2 pitchers at a time. Once I can clearly see that there's no young growth hiding underneath or anything in danger, I'll grab a handful and cut a larger section at once. The main goal here is simple: avoid damaging any new growth that's starting to pop up. Here's the quick and easy method. I'm using it on this plant because I can clearly see where all the new growth is coming up. There are fewer pitchers here, and the plant isn't nearly as dense as some of the others, so one swift swipe with the pruners takes all that old, dead growth right off. This one here is my maroon, and I truly hate trimming this plant, mostly because the pitchers hold up really well and still look great. But if I don't trim it, this plant gets completely bogged down. So every spring, even though it still looks pretty good, I go in and remove all the old growth from the previous year. This helps open everything up and gives the new growth the space it needs to come up strong. You can already see a ton of new growth here, and it even has a flower starting. This is a perfect example of how crowded these plants can get and why trimming is so important. Without it, the new pitchers really struggle to push through. Here's a quick look at everything post-trim. And here's the mess it makes: a huge pile of pitchers plus a surprising amount of water underneath. Definitely not a clean job. Next up are my taller Sarracenia. This time, I grabbed a bag to help contain the mess. I also want to mention these stabilizers I use to help prevent pitcher damage during windstorms. I had some early windstorms last year that absolutely destroyed a lot of my young pitchers. After I added these, the wind damage was dramatically reduced. I definitely think they were worth it. I'll have a link to those in the description as well. Alright, let's fly through this last group and get everything trimmed up. On this very last plant, you can see I went with the quick and easy method. I've been trimming for over an hour at this point, and I'm officially ready for it to be over. So yeah, let's just hack them all off. And here's another good look at all of the taller Sarracenia after their haircut. With all that old growth removed, the new pitchers now have way better airflow, more access to light, and plenty of room to start shooting up in the spring. It's also much easier to spot the new growth now, and keep an eye on it as it starts reaching for the sky. All in all, trimming isn't 100% necessary, but I really do believe it helps encourage stronger new growth and keeps everything cleaner and healthier going into spring. If you're interested in seeing what these Sarracenia looked like before they went into dormancy, check out that video popping up on the screen right now. Thank you so much for stopping by today. I really hope to catch you in my next video.